good. Yolande, pour toi?
Pour moi, je trouve que c'est un grand partage d'amour. Je trouve que dans les bidonvilles, on en reçoit autant qu'on peut en donner. Puis, c'est ça.
Just the sharing of they're so easy to share their love and their thankfulness for what you're doing, right? Yeah.
Comme exemple, oui, je trouve que moi, j'ai de la difficulté en anglais, mais là-bas, je communique très bien. Fait que je pense que c'est le langage universel qui est l'amour.
Oui, non, c'est bon, c'est bien. Good. Lynn?
Oh, my highlight was when we visited the old age home. There was a man there, I think Mr. Sam, and he had leprosy, and he was quite disfigured, but his faith was unbelievable. He talked about God, I think, for 15 minutes, and you could tell that it was genuine.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what kept him going, his faith, and he sang. He told us a poem too. It was just beautiful. Too bad we didn't record it. We didn't catch it, but it was really good.
Nice. Yeah. That's good.
Okay, well, for me, in Riverton, all the little kids, you didn't even know them, and they were, coming to you and say, I love you, and they were kissing you, and it's wow,
Yeah.
And at the end, I was kissing them,
Right back.
Yeah.
Right back at you.
I don't know, it was...
That's good.
Yeah.
Quite a different experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I like it.
Good. Emily?
My highlight was probably all the kids, like everybody said, but also to see that everybody in the group was changing, everybody changed, and just to see the difference now that we're all better and all that. And
you see the transformation.
yes, I do, and that's probably my biggest highlight.
Do you find you're closer as a group? Do you find you're closer to these people than you were
yes,
before?
Yes. I really didn't know half of the
Yeah.
group. Yeah, we really missed the children down there. I think everybody had one in particular there.
Good.
My highlight, I didn't really have highlight. I just loved the whole trip altogether. It was kind of really too short. I would have stayed there at least another month.
Another month. Wow.
Even if you were working in that, you were still enjoying yourself. You see people happy with smiles. It was just great. You couldn't get enough of it. It was perfect.
It was like a drug, eh? Once you see one smile and you get all the love, you're like, oh, I want more.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got more than what people gave us.
Okay.
They gave us more than we gave them. They just loved us. Everybody was on us all the time. You couldn't give enough.
That's nice. Good. Pepsi, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, like Paul, I didn't have real big highlights. I loved all the trip, and I really liked the kids around, and to see I saw a lot of people like Valérie hugging a kid, and I was, oh, that's so cute. I really feeling some, and it's just nice. It's
Nice feeling.
Yeah.
These feelings that you wish they were universal all the time, that we could have that feeling, bottle it up and sell it, I'm sure.
And I guess when you hold a child, I hold a little guy whose name is Fabian, and he was frail, and I just felt
Attached.
Yeah.
And you wanted to protect them. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Okay, go ahead. Eric?
My highlight really was how nice Jamaica was. The mountains, the clouds, how they would just touch the mountains. When we went to Fern Gully, that was really, really nice.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Dunn's River Falls, that was really, really beautiful too. The kids there, they were really nice. They always helped you. If you needed help, they would help you. Just everything about it. I really liked it.
Good. And we forgot Jean-Guy back there. Let's pass the mic back to Jean-Guy and see what Jean-Guy's highlight was.
I didn't really have a highlight, but I enjoyed the trip. But I had enjoyed the group. We had a good group. I found a lot of hard workers.
Good.
And
is there one what are your is there one person in particular? You've been back now 4 times. You must recognize a lot of them or know quite a few of them.
well, there's one little girl that's really short. That she showed me how to dance the first time we went down there. So.
That's quite a task.
Oh, yeah?
And so I recognize her all the time. But the rest, I don't. I keep busy. I keep working, so I don't get to play with them as much as
Okay.
other people do, and don't
Okay.
get. I remember a lot of the faces, but they come up to me and they say, "Do you remember my name?"
No.
Sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
I wish I could, but
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
good.
not good with names to start with. So
That's, now, Jean-Guy, maybe what we'll do is we'll get into the heart of it. We'll talk about the actual construction. How do you plan all of, being a foreman, how do you plan all of this?
well, to tell you the truth, it's not very complicated. It's just a 12 by 12 house with four walls, a floor, and a tin roof, and a door, and a couple of louvers. So it's not very complicated. But when we first got there, the first house, I was the only one that had built a house like that before, so everybody was eager to get going,
Okay.
but nobody knew exactly what to do. So everybody said, "What do we do now? Where do I nail it?"
Jean-Guy, Jean-Guy.
Jean-Guy. So I didn't know where to go there for a while. And the first house we built, we started so fast. I was still in the Canadian building code, so I used a little bit more wood than I should have, because the houses don't have to be very strong, because there's no snow, there's no
Right.
like, it's just a tin roof, so the studs are every 24 inches or 36 inches or whatever. So the first one we used a lot more wood than we should have, but it still worked out that it didn't cost us any more than they did the last time for the two houses. So.
Good.
But we had an eager group. They were eager to get going, and they really kept me busy that first day. So it went better the second house, because he knew a little bit more what to do.
Okay. Good, good.
And I had a good assistant too there with Michel. Michel's a good,
yeah.
he's a good carpenter. So
Good.
I'm glad he was along, because.
Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll pass the mic down to Michelle, and Michelle can tell us about what the experience was. I know it was your first time, Michelle, so how did you find this? You being a carpenter, someone who likes to work with wood, this must have been a totally different experience.
It's a different experience because we share when we are working, because little people and great people come with us and want to help us. And when we began the first house, there was a little girl that came by and asked me my hammer. She said, "Give me hammer." And she stayed around me for the two houses. And when she has to go, she gave me the hammer and said, "Keep the hammer. Don't lend that to anybody. It's for me." And
Oh, that's nice.
everybody in the group, I think, got un petit préféré.
Well, that's my next
chouchou,
question I was
yeah.
going to ask. So
Yeah.
that's good. So you say that little girl was the one that sticks in your mind with,
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
hammer.
yeah.
Good. Okay, good.
And-
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and after that, when we were higher, I worked with some teens, or they were between maybe 18 or 20, and I talked to them, and it was nice.
Good. Excellent. Now, maybe Patrick, did I already ask you about that? If there was one person in particular? Vincent? Was there one person in particular that affected you?
Well, I had a little guy. His name was Kino. He was
Okay.
3 years old, and he lived in the house that we built for, right, André?
It was a grandchild.
Yeah, grandchild. So,
Of Mayberry, okay.
so he was always around me and giving me hugs every day. And one afternoon when we left, I had gave my hat to him. So then the next morning when we came back, he had my hat on his head, and that was like the highlight of my day. And
Aw, right on. It was like a prized possession for him, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Good, good. Now, Matthew, did you have one person that affected you in some sort of way?
Yes, it was Shari.
Sherry?
Yeah, Shari.
Oh, pardon me, Shari. Oh, yeah, Sherry, I guess that's a Canadian name. Shari, okay.
Well, she was 12, and she really liked me having me around there, helping people she knew and her friends.
Good. Excellent.
I think what is so special about what these people did is that the Jamaican that we worked with are very poor, and they're not accepted, and they're looked down on. And these bunch of wonderful people came out there, and they showed them that friendship and respect is everybody's worthy of that.
Yes.
And so I think it was a big thing for them to associate with these young people and the older ones. and to see that they deserve the love, and that it was nice to see that there was no cultural
Barriers.
differences or
Okay.
barriers, and there was they love to touch our skins because it's the same, not the same color. They want to see if it's the same, and they're very interested in sunburns.
Okay, well, I guess they're not used to seeing their
That's
skin
it,
change
and
color like that.
At one point, they realized that our skin changes color when they pinch us or when they scratch us. So that kind of got hellish that one day. But we got through that, and it's like pretty special, I think, that the way they open up to these people. And like Sister Grace would say, they embrace these people, and they embrace the dirt and everything else that nobody wants to touch.
Good, good. I think that leads to like the next question that I wanted to ask was, and whoever wants it, if Jean-Christophe, or you can pass it on, is we'll talk about if there's a person that affected you, you know, more than anybody else. Plus, do you find this trip changed you?
Okay, my buddy was Chai. I call him my buddy.
Okay, he was.
Yeah. I think he was 5 years old. And one day, the first day I went to work, and I built, well, I didn't really build the house, but the second day I went in Marigold, and the third day we went back in Riverton. And when I saw him, like, he jumped on me and was like, oh, he was missing me. And
oh, that's nice. Maybe just so people will know, you keep saying Marigold. We've heard Emily say it, and you say it. What is Marigold? It's an orphanage?
Yeah.
Orphanage, okay. And I've seen the pictures, and not a very nice place, eh? Yeah. Sad. It's sad to think that there's poor little children that are there, but that's, yeah, okay, that's good. Well, and do you find the trip changed you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got back, I was eating, and I ate all, and my sister was like, gaspille. Wasting
Oh, you
food.
said there was wasting.
And I was like,
wasting food. Okay.
what are you doing? You're supposed to eat like all, cause like there's some little poor in Jamaica who don't eat. I was like, she's like,
they'd probably,
oh my God.
they'd probably do anything to have her leftovers. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Good. Good.
Okay, my buddy.
My buddy
was Chin. I met him when we built the second house.
Okay.
And it was really special, and he was missing a toe, and everybody was telling me that he got like a truck run over his foot and all that, and he didn't went to hospital and all that. But anyways, he was only 4 years old, but he was so smart. Like, he was bringing me by hand. He's like, let me show you what I know. Let me show you what I know.
Aww.
And he was showing me like, this is like whatever plant, and he was telling me the name and all that.
Okay.
And he took his hands and he wrote his name in the sand, and he was taking little carton there, and was writing "I love you" on it, and he was so sweet.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah,
4
he
years
was
old.
so good. Like, we can like understand him. And he told me something so sweet. He said, when I'm gonna be older, and I'll have money, I'll buy a bike, and I'll bring you for a ride with me.
Oh, ever nice. That's sweet. That's right on. And how do you find then the trip changed you?
I think I'm totally changed by the way I think, by the way I see other people. And just with the food, like Valerie said, and just little things like clothes, that like, oh, I'm not gonna wear that. It's like not in fashion anymore, but like, who cares about fashion now, you know?
I have the clothes on my back.
Exactly.
Over my head. That's good. That's good. Right on. I think Jean-Guy said he was too busy to get he was too busy building houses, eh?
I talked about mine.
You already talked about yours. That's right. That's right. And Paul was busy building too. That's good. Lynn, did you have a specific person?
Well, I spoke
We're
about
playing past the mic.
I spoke about him already,
Oh.
Mr. Sam at the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, then we'll start with the next question. Maybe then the one of the last questions I'm going to ask. It's not the last one, but one of the last ones is the group itself. How did you find the group? And maybe by the time you maybe compare the group before you left and the group when you came back. Obviously, a much closer knit group.
Oh yeah, I can say that I honestly missed them. I missed it being together, the gang. It was lots of fun. Before we left, I didn't know a lot of them. There's a lot of them I couldn't remember. I'm terrible with names, so that was stressful for me, the names. But I got to remember them quickly because they're all a special bunch of.
Now, before we get talking about Bob Marley, maybe what we'll do is, does anybody have anything in particular a question I haven't asked, or something that they wanted to say or share with our viewers to let them know? Is there something that I missed? Yeah. Go ahead, Emily.
I think I should talk a little bit about the orphanage, because
Okay.
it was something really terrible down there.
Okay.
Little kids, they were always in their bed. They didn't have any diapers, so you can imagine. They were all sick, like the flu and all that. And the ladies over there, they really wanted to help, but with 3 ladies and 42 kids under 5 years old, how can you clean everybody? And especially one day we went there and we stayed for lunch, and oh my God, I have a picture here. It's
Here, we'll show that to the camera.
okay. It's a big table with 28 little kids around it, and they're all between 0 and 3 years old. And it was food flying all over, and it was rice, so you can imagine how it can get stuck on the floor. And it was just terrible. Yeah.
What we're going to do is when this show airs, we're going to Wayne will take a picture of this and we'll show it as we're talking about it.
I think everybody who went to Marigold feels really different about kids and
after
about
they left
everything in life. How we think that things are like, we're like used to seeing those things, but you see that they don't have any love. So when you go there, it's just like
it breaks your heart.
Oh yeah, and they're starving for love. They have food and all that, and they have clothes, but they just need love. And you see that it's really more important than all the material stuff.
That's right. It is. It's the most important thing. That's for sure. And having a child of my own and seeing that, it just breaks my heart. I mean, I was sympathetic before to to seeing children on TV and that, but once you have a child too, and you see another child like that out there, it's beyond words. You can't imagine how.
And when he's hugging you and say like, "I love you" and bring me with you, it's really hard.
You want to pack them up in the suitcase
Of course,
and bring them.
You want to bring all.
Good, good. Is there anything else that anybody wanted to share that we missed? Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Me, it's the thing. One thing that I hate or that pissed me off. It's a big big sign just beside Riverton, and it was written, "Did you have your McMeal today?"
It's right next to on the dump site.
Oh my God, that's awful. Unbelievable how people could be so because that's the thing about a lot of these countries, and I don't want to knock I'm not just knocking Jamaica here, but it's the rich are rich and the poor are dirt poor. There's no middle ground. There's no, and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer,
And lots of the rich or majority don't mind about poor people.
No, yeah, very selfish.
One of the ladies at the church, Anne-Marie, came up to us and she says, "It makes me kind of ashamed that you guys spend of your money to come and help us while we can't even help our poor." So I think we might have changed her a little bit.
That's good.
Hopefully, yeah.
Positive.
And what I think I appreciated about the group was they got to work. They anticipated the work to be done. And the very first day, within 10 minutes, hammers were flying, saws were doing their thing. Nobody was idle anywhere. And I think they opened up a lot to everybody. And I think they let themselves fully experience the mission itself.
Good.
And I hope that some of them will be back.
That's what I was going to ask.
What was nice is a lot of them want to come back, but what was nice is one of the girls that came, the one from university.
Yes, okay.
She was there in '96, came back at the last minute this time, joined the group, and as soon as she got home, she started her own group. There are 12 students studying to be teachers, and they are going in 2001, and they've already started the fundraising, and everything has already started, and we're not 2 weeks away from when we came back already. So that to me is my work is done when these guys are changed by it, but also by them starting their own groups.
Yeah,
and
it's like a ripple effect.
Yes,
sounds like just by that woman saying that in Jamaica, by the group, the girl at university, and I'm sure these guys too will want to do that. And maybe when you guys go to university or college, you're going to want to organize a trip for the classmates.
Some of them will be young, that are young enough that they will be eligible to come on the next trip.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Maybe a general yes or no. Obviously, I'm going to get a yes, I think. Would you go again? Yes. Would you encourage others to do it? Oh, Yes, anybody at home that's looking, that's watching, if you're interested, definitely.
I was talking to one of the parents this week, and she says when her daughter isn't here, unfortunately, but she says when Alexandra came back, she says she talked about it with such passion. She says we could have packed our bags and left right away. Like she says,
Really?
we definitely have to go now. So
Excellent.
I think all of them is pretty much the same feeling that they give out.
Now, let's say there's somebody at home that is watching, Andre, that would like to go. What do they have to do?
There is a group of adults going,
Yes.
and of course they can get involved in an adult group or with the teenagers. But we usually reserve the places so that parents can come with their teenagers. And but there's nothing that says that they can't organize their own group. There's a million different ways to do this. While we were there was a group from Sudbury that was there, and there were 4 people, and the man had experienced it before through as a chaperone for teenagers, and he went up to church, raised $3,000, and put an ad in the paper, and asked for people who were interested in this project, and selected 3 people, and off they went. 2 weeks later, they went to Jamaica to build a house, as just to force them. So they worked. They had finished their work, so they joined our group and helped out in different ways.
Wonderful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, these are people from like a whole other community.
Yeah, and 4 days after we came back, there was actually about 80 Ontarians there.
Was that the group from Algonquin?
Algonquin was
Okay.
there, from North Bay. There was people from Kirkland Lake, Haileybury area, and Ottawa.
Good.
There was over 80 people with Sister Grace to volunteer like we do. We were there at the same time as people from Nova Scotia, from New Brunswick. It's like
wow.
unlimited.
They must love us Canadians.
They think we're great.
We're very giving
Yes.
people. We're very giving people, and it's nice that we give to countries that are less fortunate.
And that comes, I want to put a mark on the sponsors that got us there.
Oh yes, sponsorship, yes, very important.
Without their help, without their support, the parents, the aunts, the uncles, brothers, sisters, everybody who bought a ticket, everybody who encouraged us in any way by going to bingos or to the corporate sponsors, Tembec and Union, and I can't think of everybody, but somebody should turn around. The Club Richelieu and
Here, okay, maybe
Caisse
we can focus
Populaire.
on Jean-Christophe's.
There's the Dépanneur Dandy,
Sure.
Caisse Populaire, Marché Richelieu, Eagle Village, the Knights of Columbus, the Maison des Jeunes, Kipwa Supply, and of course Timiskaming and area. I think from the very first in '93, Timiskaming has displayed its generosity, and I think they've kind of adopted the people of the ghettos too. I think everybody deserves to go, and I wish everybody could go.
Good, excellent, that's great. Okay, one last question. Who here knows Bob Marley? Does everybody know Bob? Yeah, we got the Bob Marley T-shirt, and Michelle's wearing the Bob Marley T-shirt. Now, Michelle, did all of them know who Bob Marley was when you went?
Not when we were flying there, but
Okay.
when we were flying back, everybody, yeah.
Now, why is that? What happened?
We know a lot about Bob Marley because we work a bit in Trenchtown and we visit the place where he was raised.
Okay.
He was born in a small village called 9 Mile in the St. Anne's Parish.
Okay.
And he was buried there too. He died in '91 from cancer at 36 years old.
That's right.
But there is considered like almost like a god or
Wow.
yeah,
He's somebody that came from a poor community
Yeah.
and made it big time, you know.
Yeah, and he did much for peace, and he did a big concert one time in Kingston, and he asked the Prime Minister and the opposition leader to share